You say Trump.
I'm just saying it's the 45th. Get
Yeah,
Obama.
you try to forget
Obama
about
had
that.
we got that Trump going on right now.
All right, you good? Ready?
I'm good. I'm ready. Hey,
Yes,
ride it.
sure.
Let's get this Coke on the road.
Oh man, I see you patting your nose and everything. I see what type of
A
time
little
it
bit.
is. Oh man. All right. What's good, y'all? What's it good though? Podcast episode 45. We discuss, debate, review, disagree. We don't argue too much lately, so we see how I go with this one. Some of your favorite movies and TV shows, old and new. I'm Kris. We got my man Jason today. Jason, what's good?
I'm good, man. How you feeling today, man?
Feeling good, feeling sober. So so, yeah, we're gonna see what's up with that. Yeah, it's just two.
Cocaine. It is. It's just us. We were sending our well wishes to Jazz that she has some business that she has to attend to. So we got the guys this week talking coke. This is definitely this is Jazz expertise. But hey,
uh,
we get it. We got it today.
Try to hold it down.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, Jason, a couple of hints out there. We're doing Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear
Sure.
drop. Is this on streaming yet? I'm not even sure.
So when they see this, it will be on Peacock.
Gotcha. Because I seen they was doing some type of special or something. So it
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
came
So
out.
it'll be Peacock. They get it. So by the time you're watching this, you can hear this. It'll be on Peacock. You can check that out.
Peacock. Yeah, check it out. Of course, this came out in February. So this is one of those. I don't really know how to take it. Like first thing I think of is like them Sharknado type movies on sci-fi. So so I was kind of like, yeah, but a lot of people enjoyed it, so we just gonna give it to y'all. Yeah, Jason, you want to take the lead on this one and just
I
deep
got
dive
it.
into some coke?
I guess. Coke talk, Coke talk. Yes, sir. We're gonna get into it. So I mean, but you like the Sharknado movies, right?
I've seen a couple, yeah. I mean, it's just like popcorn flicks. I wouldn't pay to
Just
see them, of course, but you
oh
just
yeah,
bored.
I think yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is one of them. With this one, you got Piranha as well.
Mm-hmm.
As far as yeah, we're gonna see if they're gonna branch out on this cocaine universe. Uh, but
What a
as we
universe.
but as we begin, we open the movie up, man. We hear Starship by James playing. We got a guy he rocking out in the airplane. Don't know what he really doing, but he's just throwing bags, just getting bags out of the airplane. And then we see he do a line. We're like, oh, okay. So we
Yeah.
see what type of vibe he on. What you feeling as you see this intro scene of this movie?
I'm like, bro, this man is out of his mind. First of all, I hope he got a pilot, somebody else on that plane, because he's snorting up like big time. But this is just like he throwing
No,
everything.
I'm not even thinking about that. Who's flying this plane?
Yeah, I think he maybe it was just on autopilot because yeah, we see what happened. I don't. Well, we'll get to that, but I don't remember seeing anybody else. But
Yeah, nah, you definitely don't see anybody else. And kind of like what you were alluding to, unfortunately, he's so high behind, he busts his head as he's
yeah,
about to try to jump out the plane, and unfortunately, he meets his demise. Now, how well do you know the actual story of the cocaine bear?
I have not heard anything about this before the movie. Be honest, like it seemed like something that wouldn't even be real. So when I heard it was making a movie, and I think either the trailer or a tweet or something said like loosely based off of real events. I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, so I ain't know nothing about it. But I do know that this guy was actually a real person, so it's based off of an actual
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it was based on a true story. The story actually ends here, to an extent. So in real life, the guy as he jumps out the plane, unfortunately, his parachute doesn't deploy. He falls to his death.
Mhm.
Um, and the coke, unfortunately, it is all consumed. Well, all the coke that well, there was a bag of coke that was found by a bear. Um, while this movie expounds on what if of the scenario, but in real life, the bear did all the coke, and it died in 10 minutes. But within those 10 minutes that bear did that coke, it was the strongest apex predator in the wild that for that time period. And this movie kind of expounds on what would have happened if that bear would have got hooked to some So we get some wiki notes. The next scene, we get some wiki notes, what was the remember that old commercial? If it's on the internet, it got to be true, right? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
And we open up on a beautiful couple, Kris and Elsa. Kris and Elsa, they're out in the forest. They're just having a good old time. Which we just getting this scene set because we know it's
Yeah.
about. How was you feeling when you seen them out in the forest just enjoying the wilderness?
I was like, hey, I know him, Game of Thrones.
Okay, so that was him.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Torment. Yeah, that's Torment.
Like, that's my guy.
Yeah. I was hoping he ain't die because that's my man on Game of Thrones. But like you said, the whole thing of the movie, they like the first victims. So really, I'm trying to see like how everything plays out, what's going to happen. But the girlfriend, well, plot point, they're having a kid. They're expecting a child, so kind of adds a little bit of a I don't know, trauma, or like it's sadder.
Was she pregnant?
They were at least talking about baby names, so I think the assumption was that they were pregnant when they was laying on the ground and everything. And then they see the bear, and the bear is just like, normally when you like, I don't know how I would react if I see a bear, but it's far enough away.
That was my question to you.
Yeah,
you out with your woman, you chilling, park, you see a bear. What is your react? How are you reacting in this moment?
For me, I got to be as quiet as I can and go the opposite way. Cause I'm just like, even snapping pictures and stuff, like I can see that on TV. Like, I'm not trying to like, bro. It's just
man,
crazy.
Look. First moment I seen this bear, I'm like, we gotta go.
We got to go.
There's no conversation. Ain't no sitting there trying to see what it's doing.
Get the right angles and everything. Like, bro,
like you see it. I mean, when you see it, you see the bear. The bear's on the tree. It's like he's scratching his back. He's wilding out.
Yeah.
He's slapping his face up against the tree. It's like, nah, it's just something right there. And they have this, I guess, rhyme that, back in the day, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. I'm like, bro.
Either way, I'm gone. Like, I never heard of that before. So I seen it. I was just like, yeah, nah. Either way. Because realistically, what can you do against a bear? Like, you could fight it, but you're not beating a bear.
Yeah, I'm not. See, Kris, I'm not gonna see. I see this. I'm being realistic here. I'm not fighting a bear.
See, there you go.
But I'm gonna be real. If you see me and the bear fighting in the forest, go and help the bear.
Okay. We're not gonna name. We're not gonna say his name, but
we ain't doing
that.
We're gonna leave the sicko alone. But that was a hard. But that's a bar. That's a bar. And we run into one of those. This is brain on drugs commercial.
Yeah.
That was. Man, they back in the day they used to really push this the no cocaine, the drug ban on drugs, and the black guy, the last black guy in that commercial, he freaked me out. That'd have probably been the one that'd be like, yeah, nah, hey, I ain't do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Them dead commercials. It was one where the girl was like, I think it was a cigarette commercial though, but she was like stuck on the couch. And she was mad flat. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm a kid, so I don't know no better. But I'm just like, nah.
Man, they used to I wonder if I have kids. I should know this, but I remember, when we was in school, the guidance counselors used to come to the school and push the don't do drugs and all different things. And because we were in school, huffing was a big problem back in the day. So they was talking about, not huffing and not doing your markers in the class, having a certain height. And I know I think the real story, I think that scared one time, they was saying this girl, she had either got real drunk or she had done a lot of drugs, one of the two. But her friends just dropped her off, which is another reason probably why I'm afraid to sleep on my back. Like, and it's probably been since I was a kid. She slept on her back and she vomited and she drowned herself.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like I think, and I can't, to this day, I can't sleep on my back.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that. Like there was like two things, that and they were telling me one time a snake came in the toilet. So like for the longest time, like I was
You stopped squatting. You ain't sit down.
Bathroom wasn't a pleasant place for me for a long time.
Nah, that's wild. It's crazy how you like stuff happened to you so much long ago, but it's still etched in your brain, and you're just like, yeah, I get it, bro. That's sick.
Yeah. But we get introduced to David. David walk in, Jordan 1s. We got this. I don't know what kind of jersey this was. I'm assuming this is before the. It could. I'm gonna say I'm assuming it's before the Jordan era, but I'm like, no, he got on one. I mean, he got on the Jordan ones. It couldn't be before the Jordan era. So why didn't he have a Bulls jersey on?
Wait, that's actually interesting because this was based in 1985. Jordan came out in what, 84?
I believe. I think he got drafted.
He got drafted in 84.
But whenever he came into the league,
Yeah.
the shoe came out. So now, I mean, we now Air is doing well in the theaters. So maybe I need to go check. Everybody's saying how great that movie is. So it's just a slight pivot. Just giving because he, just like any other man, he steps in some ketchup. And he like, man, I just bought these. Now
it always happens when you just buy them. Always, bro.
That's the worst. But I was so, a lot of the shoes like that, they need to have some wear and tear to them to make them to have a nice feel, a nice look to
them. Just get them worn in a little bit.
And then we run into Sid, R.I.P. Ray Liotta. He passed away. This is his last role in the movie. But I liked his character because it was like he was serious, but he was like a lot of little just funny, quick, funny little jokes. So his son has left his child with him, and he just went missing. Ain't heard from him, ain't said nothing to him. But this is where we get our first mission. The first mission of the day. He wants them to go and retrieve the coat that was threw out of the plane. Well, if you were the V, how you handling this?
I'm like, first of all, how much money you paying me? Because it's not only I gotta get the coat, but I gotta find the coat. Because he was just like throwing it out the plane, so it ain't like you could just pinpoint exactly where to go. So I gotta go on a hunting. Like, nah, you gotta cough up some money. But I thought it was funny, and when we had the Sid's son, Ray Liotta, his son, I was thinking like before he showed up, I was thinking, okay, he's got to be either drunk or he on drugs and he gonna mess up something. That was my first thought. So I'm just like, all right, here we go. But nah, you got to run me some bread to do that. That's
he was just super emotional, man. He had just lost his girlfriend, which was also his child's mother. So I understand how devastating that could be, how devastating that can feel. We get introduced to our other set. Another set of our people that we'll be following in this movie. We get Dee Dee, and Dee Dee mom. Dee Dee is in the house. She's painting her shoes. Love the creativity for kids. She's in there painting on their shoes, getting them real like some kids, like them the shoes back in the day, man.
Yeah,
my grandma still love a pair of kids to this day. They in there. She's painting on their shoes. Dee Dee, her mom walks in and tells her she has to work, and she's like, well, I know why I really know the real reason that you work. Which let mom have some fun, man.
Yeah, mom got needs.
Exactly, but it's a 2-for-1. So even though she trying to get with old boy, she's getting some extra money to be able to go kick it and do whatever she wants to. She gets a invitation to go to Nashville. To take Dee Dee to Nashville, so they go kick it to go listen to the band. Of course, it's a kid. She not into that. She want to go do what she wants to do. She wants to go paint the falls, which unfortunately her mom kind of killed those plans to create new plans. But of course, Dee Dee plan never changed. Dee Dee decides to skip school. Dee Dee decides to skip school with her homie Henry. But when Henry pulls up, she, I guess she either super respectful or whatnot, but she definitely I guess she skipped school, but she didn't let him in there. At the same time. I guess it's one of those situations where you have a moment, 2 different moments of things.
I guess you say we going to the woods. You could use the bathroom.
You go on one of them trees. You go on one of them trees in the thing. You mention Eddie. Eddie was probably one of my favorite characters. He was emotional, but he definitely probably one of my favorite. Favorite people. What did you think about them? Sitting at the bar having this conversation.
So when he got that tattoo, that was the first laugh I had because I think he said I got John, but it's supposed to say Jones, so I'm stuck with John for 7 days. I'm like, dang. So, and then he was eating it looked like macaroni or something, like pasta or something. He was like, I'm so sad. He had this big old smile on his face. So I'm just like, dang, John. But I feel like, so usually when they have movies like this, I sort of feel like they either gonna die in a funny way or be like the hero at the end. So I was trying to, see how they would like play him and O'Shea, David, how they would play them two together. I think they had a good dynamic. It was like that.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And with this it's definitely a camp movie. That's how they call it, real campy. So it's made to be an 80s movie. So a lot of stuff came off corny, very cheesy. Like the B character, he probably wasn't my favorite, but it was like because the way he was played, it was just like the way he was saying certain stuff. But it's like when you look at the type of movie it is, it's like kind of meant to be that way.
It makes sense.
In there, but unfortunately, they doing a little bit too much talking, which introduced to our other character that we will be following along. It's a detective. The detective he gets a tip because he's out at the investigating the body that just fell out the plane. He's out there talking, and he hears that allegedly there's some more coke that was out in the forest. So he's going to go out there in the forest too to figure out if he can get a hand on it before they can. But in the midst of this, he just picked up a dog. I think his previous dog had to have passed away.
Yeah, I think so. It was something to that effect, but he really loved this dog. So
he really loved the dog. So he got a new dog, but he said it's Rosette, but it was a pretty dog. So it wasn't really into all the fetching and all the hanging out, kicking it like his previous dog was. And he leaves it with Reba. We get a brief conversation with Reba, not really, but he leaves her with Reba that he goes out to the Chattahoochee, and she think he's trying to hit. He want her to take care of his dog.
She was like, "You're a very nice guy, but I'm like, I ain't worried about you, girl."
He's like, "Hey, bro, just get this dog right here."
And the dog had the bow tie in his head. Like this guy here, man.
Yeah, so I like how they they introduce the different people and how they intertwine them together without them knowing without knowing who each person was, and then just how their story comes together. So that I enjoyed that part of the writing, but I really enjoyed the movie too, though. So I'm not. So the mom.
That's a spoiler, by the way. But
I mean, hey, so the mom, she comes back to the house. I thought she was going to work. Did she not go to work? And she just left.
I don't know if she left and had to come back for something, but I don't know. I didn't really catch that part.
Yeah, I thought she was going to work. She had her whole scrubs on. She leave unless she was just like, because I mean, she didn't drop the kid. I've probably saying unless you drop the kid. She didn't even do that. She left, come back. She taking a shower. She kicking it. Kicking it. And of course, this is a more common thing now because I don't recall. Well, when my brother and sister were in school, if they missed, they always call, let you know, hey, either what's called. They did, but it was like an automated system back then. Like,
I think they still do that.
They do that in where you at?
I think they do. Yeah, either you get that or you get like an email. But I have heard of that happening. If you miss school, parents gonna find out. And if it's not,
they call to the house. Hey, Dee didn't make it to school today, so she calling around trying to figure it out. She see Henry. Henry left his backpack at the house, so she empties it out, and she see they went to the secret falls. So now she has to figure. Now she knows what's out there, what's gonna happen, and now she knows she has a new clock that she has to keep up with.
Man.
So she goes. Well, she heads to the visitor center. We get to this visitor center. We get introduced to the crazy park ranger, man.
Yeah.
This lady, she was bugging.
I just knew she was gonna have a funny death. I'm just like, bro, she wilding.
Yeah, she was wilding the entire time.
Yeah.
She's in there. She's all dolled up. She got her European perfume on. And then one of the Duchamps he's in there. He's stealing stuff prior to her walking into the room, but then he's so-called flirting with her. But I think they just doing that just so he can steal.
Yeah, it's just a distraction.
Yeah. What do you think about the do champs?
I definitely knew they was gonna be like the comedic aspect, just because like Duchamp's really like that whole thing. But I don't know. Like you said earlier, I really like how they tie all the characters together, because I found myself at this point wondering, okay, what's this person? Only thing I really knew would be David and his friend. They would be, tied in because that's the cocaine. Everybody else, they just like, it seemed like it's almost like fodder pretty much. So
Exactly.
Duchamp, yeah. So the dude, I was curious to see how that was going to tie in with everything. But even with David's character, we'll get to it in a second. I liked him, just strictly for the scene coming up with the Duchamps. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. He went crazy. He went crazy. He went crazy on them. So we get Dee Dee and Henry. This is my. I think I don't. It's so many favorite scenes. I want to say this is my favorite though. Dee Dee and Henry, they out in the park, which we see. Not Dee Dee, but Henry is marking their territory, but he's more so doing it so he knows where to go.
Yeah.
Which we see this is a kind of like a callback later, because she kind of calls him out. She's like, "You marking your territory? Don't you shit in the park?" He's like, "No, I'm putting marks in here so they know yet. They can find us when we get there." While Dee Dee is looking around, she throws her snacks that she has. She throws, I don't know, I guess you don't like the fruit, the vegetables. I'm assuming, I don't know, but I wouldn't want no celery and carrots in my. You a celery and carrot type of guy?
Not when I'm hiking. like I need some energy. Like give me some like granola bars or jerky or something. Like I can't be.
I like carrots. Like for some reason, it's universally where I'm from. They put carrots and celery in your hot wing box. They do that for y'all.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Why? Why?
Well, I don't know about carrots, but they definitely do celery.
I wonder who determined that.
I don't know. I'd be tearing that celery up. I ain't gonna front.
And every time I try it, like to see if I'm gonna take, it's gonna be a little bit different. Like, nah, I still don't like it. I can't. It's too, and it's like tough at times. Like, I can't do it.
What you gotta do is you gotta like dip it in whatever sauce you got. So if you got like hot wings, like put in the buffalo sauce and then just it'd be
I can't do it. I'm sorry to the celery people. I don't eat celery.
The vegans, they'll be all right. A little callback. They'll be straight.
Hey, they look like they would make a buffalo wing out of a celery. This seemed like some that they would do.
Yeah.
But Dee Dee finds a brick of coke. She finds this brick of coke. And Henry's like, oh, that's what that is? Oh, I do coke every Sunday with folk after church. Like
after church? Really? Like you gonna laugh about it like, dang, bro.
That's where your mind going when you leave worship. You to go hit this line. And he was like, she told him to do the coke. And he was like, coke now? Like we exercise shooting and stuff, like that wouldn't be smart.
I love how he tried to get the lies off, because even when he made her try, and when she scooped it, I was like, bro, like if you're gonna try coke, like you sort of ease your way into something. You know what I'm saying? She had like a big old.
I guess that she had. I don't like it. It wasn't like it was food. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole knife, like just a whole. I'm like, man, she fit her. And I'm the thing. I'm like, and in the movie theater, like that entire scene, I was crying because he was like, "Now you go ahead and do it. What you gotta do?" I guess I didn't hear it because I was laughing so hard. I didn't hear the part. You just gotta eat it. I didn't hear that. Like I heard it this time, but I didn't hear you gotta eat it previous. And I'm just crying, laughing as they look at the line. I'm like, man, no, they're not gonna let this kid do this line. they're not gonna let her do this. Oh man, she eats it, and of course, disgusting.
Yeah. Henry was and Henry tried. He's like, "This is not the coke I use." He's like, "This different coke." I was like, "Man, crazy."
This ain't the brand that we used to. This is completely different. But Henry made it look like he was actually to do it. He flared his nose up and everything as he was getting ready to take it.
Yeah.
Oh man. But then I guess hold on, let me see. It's like when he did the way he did it, some kind of way, Henry actually started to actually inhale this.
Mm-hmm.
Like he actually started inhaling it.
He messed up because he started coughing after he did it.
He started coughing. He was like his throat was getting scratched, like getting dry. as he was doing it. But then they see, another brick of coke. They find a whole bag of it, but then they see another brick, but it was torn into. And it was like, man, just imagine a deer on cocaine. Just imagine the deer on cocaine. That would be crazy. I'm like, yeah, that would be crazy. But just imagine what the what the
You
real
wish it was a
situation.
deer on cocaine after this.
And then the bear, he pops up. I thought he was I thought she, because it's a girl.
Yeah.
I thought she was about to eat, the vegetable. Obviously, she didn't want the vegetables neither. She didn't want the vegetation, and she runs up on him and she screams at him or sneezes on him or something, and blows the coat in their face. And we don't know what's going to happen with the kids. Were you worried about the kids at this point?
Yeah, I thought they was gone. Like, but even I don't know why I thought that, because in hindsight, it's just like this don't seem like the type of movie to kill the kids when they seem like the heroes, because that's the whole point of the nurse trying to get them back. But I wasn't thinking at the moment. I was like, nah, they out of here. Like, that big got them out of here.
Man, heck yeah. And then we get David, David and Sid, not David, David and Eddie. David and Eddie, they in the car. They're just having a conversation about everything that's going on. And Eddie said, maybe I think he gave her. I think he killed her. He gave it to her. He was like, he killed it. Like, what are you talking about? He did it. Like he did it. He was like, wait, you think he gave her cancer? Like, that's not.
You
that's
can't
not
give
how
nobody cancer.
that's not how he said. Yeah, but it's a possibility. I think he did it. Regardless of the situation, I think he did it. But as they're doing this, they pull up to the visitor center as well. They pull up to the visitor center, and he's like, I got to go to the restroom, but when I come back, we gonna hit the road and get back to the coke. And he goes into the restroom, but as he's in the restroom, we're following the Rangers. We following the Rangers because they're in there. The Peter is one. I guess he's the biggest park ranger. What
I don't know what he was, honestly.
Yeah. Peter pulls up, and this is the one that the park ranger has been waiting for the entire time. She got her nails done. She got her perfume on. She's talking to him. She's like, oh, you see my nails? You see them? You see how nice they look? And then Dee mom pulled up, and she was like, oh, this bitch. She and she was like, what you doing? She's not even worried. She's like, I'm trying to get to my kids. I'm not worried about nothing that y'all got to do. And he's like, I need the quickest way to the secret falls. And they're like, okay. And then she throwing out all the different thing. Can't go to the forest without unless you're under 16 unsupervised. You got to do this. He was like, okay, like chill out. We just need to go get these kids. Let's go. Let's grab our stuff and let's go a certain way. But as they're going on the park, they're talking. It was like, there's some dude champs. The dude champs out in the park, and they said they like three kids, just teenagers, wilding out, stealing, pulling knives, and taking stuff from people. They said they haven't killed anybody, but they have cut somebody. They cut somebody with a knife, and they just pop up out of nowhere. And as this happens, we see David washing his hands, and they pop up in the bathroom. I know you said this one you enjoyed this scene. What do you think about this one, Jim?
Nah, this scene was hilarious because like they was trying to intimidate him. He like, I ain't tripping off you. Like this dude worked for a drug lord. So first of all, he ain't tripping off y'all at all. And then they said something like empty your pockets. He was like, all right, and put his finger up. I was just like, yeah, bro, he ain't playing with y'all. So I knew it was raps for them. I actually thought he was gonna it was a funny scene, like maybe shoot him or something quick. But the whole struggle scene was actually funny. And then he just took all three of them out. And like that was it. I don't even think we saw the other two after that, did we?
Not until they make it back to the visitor center. They got beat down pretty bad. They got beat down pretty bad. But unfortunately, he gets stabbed. He gets stabbed in the shoulder. He looks back. He's like, man, what the fuck?
He said, this is my favorite jersey. I love this jersey.
Exactly. And then Eddie walks in. He was like, man, why did you kill him? He was like, bro, I didn't kill him. He was like, well, the one that stabbed me, he might be dead. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm like, Eddie be tripping. Like, well, thank God they're not dead. After he checks their pulse, but he sees one of the bricks. Mm-hmm. One of the bricks falls out, and he's like, Eddie, nice to be. Look, and he was like, we gotta wait. You gotta get him up to figure out where the rest of it. He wakes him up, and then he'll be with the crew moving forward within the movie. He was like, I just took 3 of y'all out in less than 15 seconds. Just imagine what I can do to you, and you already knocked out. Like, come on, bro. Okay, I can take you to the gazebo. what a coke is. Within this, the detective, he's calling back trying to check on Rosette to see what's going on. But also, while he's calling to check on her, I did catch the little slight where, when Sid was telling David, y'all supposed to be at the bar, be at the bar going to the trip. Y'all in there having a nice powwow, so they know what y'all up to, which at this point, I didn't catch it in the first watch, but my rewatch, I'm like, oh, so that tip already out. So we know there's an inside man within the organization somewhere. But then, the Parkers, the park rangers, they're out. She's still the park ranger. She's still mad. She's like, I want to go that way. I like the sunset over here. But he's like, quickest way is this way. So why would we go that way? It doesn't make sense. But they pull up and they see where Henry and Dee Dee were earlier in that day. They see the snacks. They spread out, threw it all onto the ground. But then you hear Henry, Miss McKendry.
It was funny because he said it like he was scared of her, but he was also scared of what was actually going on. So he just like terrified up there in that tree.
It's like one of them situations where, like, if you was a kid and like your parents told you not to do something, you did something you weren't supposed to. Yeah. And it was a lot worse than what the punishment actually could be. In the situation, it was just like, nah, I gotta do it. Because it's like oh man. So he's telling them like, hey, it's a bear in the forest, and it's going crazy. I don't know what's wrong with it. He was like, what did you feed it? He was like, yeah, what did you feed it? He was like, I didn't feed it anything. It was just going crazy. Then, like I said, at this point, they get the Peter. The Peter gets snatched and drugged by the bear, and then the park ranger started going crazy. So she just started shooting. Just didn't see nothing. She was just shooting, just aiming.
She was a horrible park ranger. Like there's a couple times in the movie she had horrible aim. I'm just like, really? Like, how'd you get this position? But I thought it was funny with Peter too when he was crawling in the woods and he just like tripped over and his face fell, having to fall into the coke. I'm like, this guy, bro, like really?
Yeah, the way he fell into that coke, I was like, man, this guy, he got it. But he is like all in the clip. I guess because where it was spread out, he just all in it. So everything he had on with the coke, but the bear some kind of way lets him go, but it's tearing into the park ranger, scratches her up, and she's like, I'm gonna go get help. I'm gonna go get help. I'm gonna go get help. So she leaves them as she's running towards the cat and running back towards the visitor to the visitor center to call some help for them. And Peter, he decides to run into the tree. Peter decides to run up the tree. This is like one of my, I like this. I really enjoyed this scene too. How they did like the elements of horror. Yeah. At this point, like the intensity of, because you don't know where the bear is at that moment. And it's basically my background. You see Miss McKendry, she's up against the tree and she's like looking around like, man, where is it at? Where is it at? And then it puts its hand, its paw up against the tree. And then it starts trying to chase after Henry. And she tells Henry, hey, go up, just go up high as you can. Look, first off, I don't know how he got in that tree.
Because he ain't tall and he can't be that strong yet. So I'm just like,
bro. But for me, I would have been, I would have been messed up. I wouldn't have been able to.
You not climbing that tree?
I'm not a tree climber. I've probably been too heavy for the tree to hold anyway. I would have snapped.
Just snapped the branch off.
Yeah, that would be my demise.
I'm not a heights dude, so I don't debate it either. I'm just like, you know what, Bear, you got it, man. I can't do nothing with you. It was crazy though too, because they both was in the tree, and then Peter said something. He was like, bears can't climb trees. Oh no, Henry said that, I think, and Peter was like, like, what are you talking about? Yes, they can. Like, bro,
He said, well, then why did you climb it?
That's a good question. Like, what you want me to do?
He was like, oh shit. He was just, you could just see his wheels oh yeah, that wasn't the best idea. I should have went out. But the bear going up, chasing after Henry. And I think he sneezes. Like I think Peter sneezes, and then the coat comes off of him, and the bear's like, "Oh, that's what I'm looking for right there." That's what he jumps down, jumps up in the tree, and he tears Peter up. Like I guess but I think it's like he just chews on his leg or something. Though. Like
yeah, so he chewed on his leg. It was actually funny because the way he was sitting on the branch, he chewed on his leg, but then Peter ended up upside down. So he was upside down, like hanging, and his leg getting chewed off. I'm just like, yeah, you done. So it was funny too, because when he seen the bears like coming towards him, he looked down at his shirt, like all the cocaine, like, nah, it's too late. It's just like, nah, it's too late, bro. Like you he already smelled it. That bear ain't care. He was like, wherever the coke is, that's where I'm coming. He got up that tree quick.
Bro, he went up there and tore him up, and they just as this happening, Miss McKendry finally got Henry to jump out of the tree as they running, but they keep hearing the screaming, and he got killed for a minute. Like he was getting killed. He was alive for quite some time, but he drops him out the tree.
Like right in his head.
So if he wasn't dead, the boy
dead now. It was funny too because like he fell out the tree like head first, and then all you see is his leg coming right after, it just bobbing. Just like, dang, bro, like you definitely gone.
The bear just like do a frog splash right on top of him, just boom. I'm like, he wasn't dead then. He definitely
dead now, like double homicide.
Did you catch him do a line off his leg?
I didn't. That's actually hilarious.
So he ate the leg off, and then it was some coke left. He snorted the line off the leg. I was like, bro, this bear tripping. And then Henry was in the forest. He was like, oh my God, that's the type of thing that stays with a man forever. He was like, there's some stuff I want to forget. He was like, oh my God. But he was a bear expert, but he didn't know that the bear did cocaine.
Peter was like, did you feed the bear cocaine? Like, that's a normal thing. Like, no, I didn't feed him cocaine. What are you talking about?
Like, yeah, that bear is not, something wrong with that bear.
Yeah.
Something wrong with that bear. Man, so, then we, the cop, he arrives at the Chattahoochee National Forest visitor center as well. He pulls up, and then as he pulls up, he doesn't see what's going on. But inside the actual visitor center, we do see the park ranger did make it back. But when she made it back in there, she see the Duchamps in there. She's like, I need to call the medic. So they're trying to call the medic because he has a concussion after getting beat up by the She wants to call it because she think about the bear. So I like how they this I guess scene of this big figure in the forest dominating everybody, and so they trying to call her. So she's like, he's outside. They're like, oh yeah, he's outside. Let's go get him. We could set him up. I'm like, bro, would you have been a part of this plan?
No, like I'm trying to go home.
If you didn't know. So if you didn't know, so you're the dude. So you wanted to do champs, right? So you thinking,
oh yeah,
they thinking David has pulled up and David done beat her up. They think David beat her up too. So they're like, yeah, we should get him once and for all. We going.
At this point, just lead him dudes alone. Like he already beat you up in 15 seconds. Like you still out here trying to. Yeah, you got to take your L and walk away, bro. Like,
I would have been done with it. Like then, she but she figures out they do champs because they took all. I think they took the money after paying this time. She pulls the gun on him, but then somebody says, he's outside. So she's like, okay, open it. You open it, and I'm gonna shoot. First off, I guess I would have been startled too because I see open the door and I see a bear just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm probably going, but I mean, because you're inside, what can you do?
It's hard to say at that moment, but it's funny the way the bear was looking. It was just like, I don't know, it was like sniffing his nose and just like all out of it. And then she tried to shoot him. And I didn't expect this scene. I didn't expect this. So she's horrible aim yet again. And she tries to shoot the bear. Ended up shooting dude head off. And I'm just like, bro, really?
Bruh. Blew his head off, and then the last dude chef he pulls. What the fuck?
Was this a 3D? Because that feel like a 3D scene right there.
I didn't see it in 3D, so I
Yeah.
don't know. So if it was, that definitely felt like
Yeah.
one of them things. Like he gets shot, and he just falls out, and I'm just like, bruh, this is wild. This bear finna go to town on them when it
Yeah.
gets in. But the bear takes off running, and they trying to like inside of there trying to figure out like, man, what we gonna do, how we gonna do it. And the bear kind of like, you see the bear, or you can hear the bear sounds like it's
Yeah.
on top of the building moving around. She's like, yeah, I got it now. And then the guy, he goes up against he just had no awareness, because there's no
Yeah.
way I'm not getting up again. I'm trying to get in the center to look out. He's up against the wall, back against the wall, and of course, the bear reaches in, grabs his face, and then we can actually going to the next scene. It's it kind of some time passes. Then the medics, Tom and Beth pull up in the medic, which is this was basically the trailer. This scene was the trailer, which is this part. I keep saying, like I said, I have a lot of favorite scenes, but like this here, like the way they played this scene up, because like he pull up like the bear is not the bear. He was like, it's the door is locked. I can't get into it. He's like, she's like, let me try. He's like, oh, I guess feminism is dead now, huh? Which I like. I like his TikTok. He has one of the TikTok page. So I was super psyched.
That is him from TikTok.
Yeah, I'm super psyched.
That is him.
I was super psyched seeing him in the movie.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, he be doing like you go to work and your boss tell you to do some work. And he's like, well, he tell you like the common thing, like, that's not, like he said, the paid, like, take a paid time day off. A paid time day off. He's like, that wasn't a request to get the day off. It was me warning you that when that day comes, I'm
not being here. You can accept it or not, but I ain't gonna be here.
I won't be here. I'm just this. That was the warning. So if you accept it, that's cool. But that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, he definitely be mad close in those TikToks. His face be like all the way up here. He's like, really?
So what did you think about this scene in the medic center when the medics pull up to the visitor center?
I'm like, they did. Like, I knew it wasn't, because they was just too comedic, and this dude is like a TikTok dude. So I'm like, okay, he got his time, but they definitely gonna get killed. So at this point, I'm trying to see the funny ways that they get killed. But but even with that, back to the scene before the medics pulled up, when you had the bear on top of the the roof and everything, it reminded me a little bit of Nope. Just not nowhere near the same, but the way that but the way the monster was like over the house and everything, it was something like that. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny, but even when they found the Duchamp dude, the other guy, like he found him in the closet when he had his head was gone. I was just like, bruh.
Bro, as a medic, I would have left then. Like I would have left when I seen a dude get shot in the head, or I would have called for backup. Like at that point, when I seen him, I'm like, let me call somebody, because clearly this ain't. They said a concussion. This a head gun. Like no, this isn't it. So you got Beth. She goes and check on the park ranger. Tom is going around trying to see what it is. It was like the scene would have just been a bit too much, for me to be able to do it. And he opens the door, and the head falls out of a bucket.
Yeah.
But then you see the bear. The bear shadows. He's just like, oh no, hell no. I would have instantly been like, I would have closed the door and I would have been running. Beth would have just had to hear me as I was running, saying it like, it's a bear in the room.
Yeah. Even with Beth, she like when she was checking on the park ranger, and she couldn't hear at first, and she just said, bear. She's just like, it's just like, yeah, finally.
She was like, hey Tom, it's a bear in the and he busts out the room at the same exact time, and he gets some pins. So she able to get the park ranger out, straps him down in the back of the ambulance. She telling her to just leave. And Tom like, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do what you can in that situation. So he's trying to fight the bear out. He gets a red bag, which it looks very similar to the cocaine bags that the bear keep picking up. Ain't bears colorblind?
I don't know if bears are colorblind, actually. That's a good question. But I mean, this bear, maybe the cocaine enhanced it. If it was, it's not now, because that bear could see as soon as it seen red, it was ready to go. It was just like, I know there's something in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's something. He looked at it. He was like, yeah, I gotta. He got the bag, it threw him off, so he was able to get distraction. And then Tom took off after the ambulance. He told him to go. But she left him. Like she was leaving. He was like, you got to slow it. I got to get in it. Let me slow it back down.
Better run faster, bro. I thought it was funny too when the ambulance was pulling off and she was strapped down. She still had the gun pointed up, like even though she's like, "Nah, I'm ready for whatever." Like my aim ain't good, but I'm hitting something out of it.
He was like, "Man, what are you doing? Don't freaking shoot! You're gonna shoot me!" Because I put that gun down. And he looked back. He was like, "But the bear." And he was like, "Oh shit! Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!" And this bear, I guess, on cocaine is as fast as the car. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know how they have bears fast, but dang, like that bear was pumped up.
And he jumps, he jumps in the back he jumps in the back of the ambulance and he throws her out of the ambulance, which that get her out the park. They get her out of here. It's eating on Tom. He knocks his hand off and he looks at it like as he falls in the front of the thing, his whole hand, he's like, ah. Man, look, I don't know what I would have done in that situation.
It just wraps at that point.
Exactly. And then as he's getting ate up, Beth is paying attention to them instead of the road. And unfortunately, she hits a tree and she gets thrown out of the car, and that's how she dies. Yeah. And then the bear just goes back out, and he just lollygagging just in the road, just chilling. He ain't mess with the dead bodies and nothing, just rolling about his life.
I thought it was crazy, but some of the kills was funny. And this was another like 3D scene, but it's just like how abrupt it was. She just like driving and then boom, you just out and she dead. I'm just like,
I thought at least one of them was gonna make it, man. But if you're gonna have a death, at least make it fun.
Yeah.
But if I have a death, we'll make it fun. But then so we get back to the detective. The detective made to the gazebo. He's just out. He's just out and about, just looking around, and he's, I guess, looks up and he sees one of the red bags. It's one of the red bags he saved from earlier that day. So he tries to get up there and get it, which he does. But then at the same time, the dude champ, and Eddie, they pull up at the same exact time to get the bag. But then he said, well, he sees the bag is missing. So we know the detective, he grabbed it. He was like, well, unfortunately, the bag is missing. Please don't get mad. He was like, yeah, I gotta kill him because obviously he playing.
Yeah, he playing games with me right now.
He playing, but the detective pull up. The detective's like, nah, put the guns down. I got the bag, so y'all got. He was like, nah, I need that bag though. Like, you got to give me that. Like, I need that. Like, that's for my safety. And I'm like, bro, you finna go to jail. What difference do it make? Like, the V wasn't thinking about his own safety, his health.
Yeah,
at any point in this situation. And they asked him how he got on top of the gazebo. He was like, well, I climbed a tree and I jumped down, but I missed my hip up when I did.
I'm like, yeah, you stuck now. You ain't going nowhere.
Have you ever jumped on top of something that felt like you were stuck? Like you was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get back down from here, but I'm up here.
I've been somewhere and I don't know how I'm gonna get back down. I don't know if I jumped there though. But this dude, he was just like, and it was funny because well, looking ahead, that's actually where he ended up staying. He moved, like he just died up there. So I thought that was kind of crazy too.
And but then David, he tries to run and do something, and he gets shot. He shoots off two of his fingers, but the two fingers he shot out, it was like, how did he even shoot them fingers? They're like next to each other. And I was trying to figure out, like, how do we even this to him? How do you even what do you do to get these shot off? Like, how do you even stand there?
I don't even know. Like, he was trying to get the gun, but at that point he was just like, yeah, nah. He's
and then he got his finger shot off. Standing over there, and as he get him shot off, he was like, well, he runs back under the gazebo to get out of the range of the park ranger, and he was like, Eddie, could you get my fingers?
I'm gonna need those later. Like,
can they put them back on?
Like, yeah, they can reattach them.
I mean, will they be able to still use them again?
I don't know about all that, but I have heard of people getting their fingers reattached. So
yeah, I remember that when that Lorena Bobbitt situation went on, and the guy got his stuff taken off, they re-put it on, and he became a porn star. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess
hey, man. When you think about like stuff that happens in the world, like that's just an insane story, bro. Like you got your dick cut off, and then hey, I'm gonna go be a porn star. Like, why does that happen? That's just a crazy story, bro. Like, wow.
No, that's wild. That's wild. Man, so as they on this gazebo, like I said, so the bear, they see the bear. Not the bee sees the bear.
Yeah.
Bee sees the bear out to the side. And he's like, "Hey, don't be alone, but it's a bear." And he was like, "Man, I'm not falling for the detective. Like, I'm not falling for that. Like, I'm not. Oh shit, this a bear for real. Y'all be quiet, play dead. Y'all." He's like, "I'm not. They're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it." But the bear, it pulls up on him. As it pulls up, I guess the bear, the coat, then wore the bear out. It done fell asleep. It fell asleep on top of Eddie. Like man, at that moment, I don't.
I'm just accepting my fate, like really, because he was like, "Did we just move it? You can't move that bear." Like, I'm just like, "It's it, man. Look, that's just what it is."
The dude chip, he was just like,
Like Eddie done been through so much. Like I can't.
if I was a dude chip, I would have left. But this is one of them scenes. I'm like, why did they shoot the bear in the head?
Yeah, I think he said something about shooting the bear and he didn't do it. I don't understand that either, because that bear would have been out of here.
Because he went up to the bear to listen to it.
Yeah.
At this point, I would have just shot it in the head. I would have emptied the clip. Sorry, I'm sorry to anybody that animal lovers and things of this nature, but we gotta get. But then at that point, how do you get the bear off top of Eddie if you did that?
I mean, you can fade that part out. At least the bear is dead.
Like, you gotta worry about the fight with the bear no more.
Exactly. So I'm taking my chances with that. Like we'll figure that out later. Call for backup or something.
Bruh, man, that was wild. But then the bear wakes up. It wakes up the bead. He drops a brick out of his pocket because he had the one brick from the dude champ. He drops it, and the bear picks it up. I guess he eats it, and it was like, man, the cop was like, nah, he said, what the hell? He said, nah, don't mess with it. I want to see what effect that have. Like, bro, nah, kill that bear.
Like kill it. It's a bear on cocaine. What else you need to do? Like
we know what bears do. Like what is there to see? And the bear, I don't know if the bear was kind of like, I don't know if it was flirting with Eddie. Because it was kind of like dancing, playing with him, but when it pinned him down, like it was for the killer.
Yeah.
At that point, and they kind of distracted him with some more coke.
Yeah, stop pouring it out.
He started pulling out it. He was driving. He was like, "Oh my god, it's like a cocaine
Christmas." I was like, "Yeah, this is crazy."
Yeah, I like that the last dude champ that's in there with them.
Yeah, that
was he was funny, like his whole energy, and everything. I like I guess not relationship. Yeah, the relationship that him and Eddie had just when they was talking to each other and bouncing off of each other. And he was telling them when I think his parents split up, they gave him a lizard. He had a lizard when he was a kid. Like, he wasn't good at conversation, but he practiced all his conversations with that lizard. So he always talked to it. And he was just like, so I got to get my son. Anyway, I got to get my son a lizard. He was like, he said, he said they're not good at hearing, but he said it was some kind of, I guess, profound. He said they're not hearing, but people can hear. He said they can listen, but people can hear.
Yeah, something like that.
And then they embrace each other, a nice little warm hug.
Yeah, no, just like that.
Is that they got this bear, and like I said, they pull the V pulls the gun again on the cop. He pulls it on the detective, and they kind of like, he's like, I need that bag. Like I need that. Like he was like, bro, like, nah, you don't worry about this. Just go on about you. Go on what you to do. Don't focus on this. Don't worry about it. I got the. I protected y'all on this one point, but this time I'm gonna have to kill you.
Exactly.
And he gets shot surprisingly, which I felt like something should have happened. And then we see it them pulled up in the park because he's like, nah, we gotta get this taken care of. He shot the cop. And as he gets shot, they run away. They run out into the park, but they run into Sid. And it was like, man, it's did you guys find the bag? He was like, well, we had one, but the bear took it. There is a bear on cocaine. We gotta leave. And he was like, nah, I need y'all to understand how much trouble. And he's like, wait, where's Gabe? He said, "You fucking dropped the kid off on me. I'm not a fucking daycare."
Because he was like, "You left the dog in the car." Oh, we ain't get my bad. We ain't get there yet. It was just like that scene was funny though.
Gabe is in the he got Gabe at the house just watching TV as he's gone. And it's not like they were like, I don't think they were close. Like I don't
Georgia
think
and Tennessee, I think.
Yeah, I mean, which is it's not that far. Like depending on where you are in Tennessee, like you got to go through. Do you have? You don't have to. Obviously, you got to go through Alabama. They got to go through Alabama and Memphis, but then depends on what part of Tennessee you're in. It's a lot closer in these places. So they make it go back to where the detective was, and they pull up and they like, "Hey, we need that bag from you." He was like, "Oh, Sid White." He like, "Yeah." Everybody try to look for him, but nobody can give me it. So he's like, "Yeah, just give me that bag." He like, "I don't have it." I gave it to the bear. You gave coke to a bear. He's like, "We told you that bear doing cocaine." And that's when Reba pulls up. He's like, "We got you now. We got you now." And he's like, "Yeah, but this was the inside man or woman in this situation. She had been playing them. I don't know what. I don't know if they just had her in the I don't know if they had her in there for that exact reason, or they got her when she was in there, but they didn't really explain that part too much. Which I don't think I really need too much backstory on her character. She didn't really give much.
Yeah, she was just a dog.
I didn't even like the scenes that she was in. Like I didn't like that.
She seemed kind of unhappy though at the beginning.
Yeah,
when Bob was talking to her, so I guess that was our little tip off that she was like, "Nah, I need some more."
I need a little more.
Yeah,
I need a little more. This scene about the dog.
Yeah, because he asked about the dog or something like that. She was like, "I left the dog in the car," and she was like, "You left the dog in the car?" And he was like, "You left my son." Like, what you talking about? Like, there's a dog. That scene was funny too. I was just like, "Dang, bro."
Man, people go crazy. But I remember I worked at Home Depot. I worked at Home Depot. Man, it was the summertime. So like, people they always had a dog. Some people like it. You don't think you really can bring a dog in unless it's a service animal. Mm-hmm. So my coworker, she looking out. Oh my God, it's a dog in the car. What we gonna do? I'm like, don't do nothing. Like let that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be okay, man. She called the police. She called the police on like 2 or 3 people that something. Like
because of dogs?
Because a dog in the car.
Dang. That's such a decent answer. The dog could be all right.
I'm just saying, man. I just say like it was Unprisoned. I was watching Unprisoned TV show, and it was a dog in the car, and the guy he busted the window to get the dog out. I'm like, it's not that serious, bro.
Yeah, they be going crazy over them dogs. Be like, really, bro? Like
it's not that serious, bro. It's never that serious as far as with the dog. But we catch back up with Dee Dee. Not Dee Dee, we catch up with Henry and Miss McKendry. They're out in the park still searching. They see, that moment that Dee Dee is, she took that Henry thing and she started marking places so you could see where she was going with her paint. I guess the paint that she was going to paint the falls, but she used it as to see where she was going so you can see where she is. And while they doing this, they run into Christopher. They run into Christopher again. He's still out I honestly forgot about him. Like I'm thinking there was like time, but I'm like, but this is within the same exact day. It's not. There was no time. Too much time. He out in the forest just crying, like going. Why didn't he leave?
Honestly, okay, maybe he said whatever. I thought he was out of here at the beginning. So I'm just when I seen him, I'm just like, but yeah, he should have left the forest. Like
he should have your woman gone because when the bear grabbed me, he threw the leg at you. Like there's nothing you can really do in that situation. But I would have left. Like there wouldn't have no reason for me to be out there crying. But I guess he was just like, man, he's accepting. He kind of accepting his fate of what's going. But not really. But he was trying to somewhat fight. Like he trying to save his life, preserve his life, if anything.
This is when I found out he had a kid because they was talking about it at the beginning, and then he was like, she said something about, do you have kids or something, like Dee Dee's mom. And she was like, she said, what she say? Oh, he said, I was gonna name it Texas.
Yeah, because that was, in the beginning, that was the conversation that was happening.
Yeah.
Say like Texas, like the state. He's like, yeah,
Really?
like that's what I'll name it.
I thought that was funny because the look on her face, she was like, okay, you sad right now, but really? Like Texas? That's what you're going with? You want to say something, but it's not the right time.
Man, so they have him. So he kind of leads them to where the caves or where the falls are. He was like, yeah, they in there, but it's a devil bear is in there as well. So that I wish y'all luck. Ask for a flashlight, they get the flashlight and they go in. As this is happening, the detective was telling them which way the predator go. He was like, he said that's kind of crazy. You have a apex predator high on cocaine and you still trying to chase it. Like you looking for death. Like there's nothing else that you could be looking for. But you can tell it was like a serious matter for him because he was just like, bro, we gotta. And I would have left that. I would have like the V said. I would have just took my L.
Yeah.
And be like, I don't know where we went out there. We looked, we couldn't find it because he's something I did it on my watch. But I mean, shoot, you was on the ground. You weren't in the. You weren't when it was happening. But of course, your guy, he got it's the V number heading to the falls. They run into Christopher. Christopher, he got, I guess, the bear caught him. And it definitely caught him.
Yeah, his whole face is he was gone.
It did him bad. It did him bad. And as they, as everybody going to the falls, first, of course, Miss McKendry and Henry make it in. And it's like, oh my God, they go to look at the baby bears. It's like polar bears. They covered in coke. They doing the coke too now. They passing the coke down. They pass the coke, and they see Dee Dee. They finally get Dee Dee. And they trying to figure out how they're gonna make it out of the falls. As they looking at them, they're looking at the the waterfalls fall, and they go under them to try to get out. And at the same exact time, the V and them, they pull up into the falls. And he pulled a gun. Well, before that, he pulls the gun on Reva because Reva was like, no, I'm not doing this. I gotta go. Yeah. He pulls the gun on her, and then that's when they stand up to him. And he lets her go. So she leaves. And then she, not then, she didn't do it. It was later. And then they pull up on Dee Dee, the mom, and Henry. Sid pulls the gun on them. And they just like, bro, we got kids involved in this. It's just too much. Like, Sid, let it go. It's not, he's like, I'm not leaving nowhere without that bag. There's it, I don't.
There's a lot of money, but like, come on, bro.
Yeah, nah, this ain't like no John Wick hit. It ain't like you just aiming at John Wick. He's dead to rights. This is a situation where you don't know where this berry is. You don't know how to maneuver and how to get this bag. Like, let's just take it. Just take it. Take it. Go about your business. And some kind of way he tries to throw the gun. Like, what was his? He tries to throw the gun, and of course, Miss McKendry, she catches it. And she pulls the gun on him like, I'm taking these kids and we getting the F out of here.
I'm messing with the mama with their kids.
Exactly. Same, and I guess it parallels the bear. So you see the bear on top of the mountain screaming, I guess roaring, I guess. He was like, well, she's here to save her her cubs. We gotta jump. We gotta jump off the thing. So as everybody get ready they jump off, they go down, then the V and Eddie decide if they're gonna jump or not. Then the bear comes down and they start trying to, I guess he starts trying to fight the bear. He shoots it. He shoots the bear, but he also shoots the V as they jump. So then they jump off the mountain, and then the bear falls down. And he sticks with the coke. He keeps trying to coke. And as he getting it, one of the open bags, it falls, and then the bear snorts it. That'd be a wild superhero movie though, right? Like what if a superhero was on coke, like they had to do the coke to get
his powers. That's what it was. Because you see how fast he climbed the tree when he was on coke, when he was chasing after the ambulance when he was on coke, and that he
climbed it. He climbed the little fall when he did.
Yeah, that
coke.
too. Yeah,
because it fell down a little, a little bit. He took the coke, and then Sid is, as he's trying to get the bag, he gets stuck. It gets hung a little bit, by the bag as he's hanging in the air. And of course, him being exposed, it's a wrap. It's wraps for him. Bear scratches him claws him against his stomach. His insides begin to come out, and they grab him and drop him. And then, of course, the baby bears begin to feast.
Baby bears going crazy on Sid.
Yeah, they start going crazy on him. As he's on the ground, and the beat is on the ground. He's on the ground, and Eddie's holding him. He's trying to he's speaking to him. They had been playing this 20 questions game the entire time to see what he was thinking about, and he said he was just prolonging the game because he didn't want him crying the entire day.
Yeah,
as he was crying anyway, so I guess it truly wouldn't have mattered. And he was like, I'm asking my last question. Was it Joni? He was like, yeah, how'd you know? He said, I always knew. He said, I was just trying to kind of like prolong it. But then as he's doing that, Miss McKendry, she pulls up, which ironically, she's a nurse. So she's able to, well, we don't know. She's, try to help nurse his wounds to see if she, can save him or whatnot. And they, I guess they pull back up to the visitor center. They all go their separate ways. Miss McKendry, Dee Dee, and Henry, they go and they try to look at the dead bodies and say, she's like, no, we're not doing that. He said, I want to see it. I want to see it.
They say, sick, like.
And they let and then Reva, she lets Rosette out the car, which he goes back to that conversation of Eddie and that Duchamp. He was like, you need to get your kid an animal, and they'd be able to work with it through the grieving process.
Yeah. It was just funny the way the dog was looking out the window though. He was just like, what's going on? Like, where my dad at? What's going on? Like, daddy dead, bro. Sorry.
Out of there. So they pull out. Reba leaves. Eddie gets the dog. He gets into the car, and it was like, I thought it was, that moment, like, man, David died, but David was alive. Mm-hmm. They was able to, rescue him as they was inside the car. And everybody goes their separate way. The Duchamp, he finds another red bag. I don't know where did he get that from?
I don't know where he got it from, unless it was. Well, he was throwing out a lot of bags, so maybe as he was getting out, he seen one of the other bags that the dude threw. I truly don't know, but
I'm trying to think where he got the other one, because the one he had was, that was the bear had it, so I don't know where he got it, but he had ended up with another bag. He jumps, he trying to thumb a ride. Mm-hmm. He gets to a car, and they had, what was it, sheep in the back?
Yeah, it was like sheep or goats or something like that. Yeah,
goats in the back, and he's like, what if the goat did cocaine? That'd be crazy. Like,
that's gonna be the third movie in the series.
let me keep my coke. Let me keep my coke with me. I think it's the last scene. I don't think we don't see Dee Dee no more. Right? I don't think we see.
So we see them when they walking down the street and they see the park ranger.
The bodies. Yeah.
They see the bodies and everything. They just look like.
We got one more scene with David and Eddie. They make it to Gabe. They make it back to Gabe. And they show Gabe the dog. And then he was like, yeah, man. He's like, what this dog eating? He's like, oh man, them the fingers. He was like, yeah, they're not gonna put them back on now.
Yeah, that's it.
They're not gonna put them back on now. That was the conclusion of the cocaine bear. But of course, that question we come in every week to figure out, was it good?
Nah, I like this movie a lot. I wasn't expecting nothing for real. Like coming into it, I probably wasn't even gonna watch it until like later on down the line. If it wasn't for the review. But that was actually a funny movie. We had another scene too at the end where we seen two more people and they was recording with the bears, and you had cocaine bear, then you had the cubs, and I don't know what they were saying. They was doing something crazy, and the bears, all three of them, just started looking at them. So they getting eaten next. I don't know if that's gonna set up like the sequel. It's gonna be cocaine bears, or I don't know what it is.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. I know somebody was like, well, one idea I did see somebody say was like cocaine shark, but
yeah, I seen that too.
That was like, I didn't, but as far as cocaine, the bear and the shark fight, that doesn't make sense. So I was like, it would have to just be people out at the beach, because it would make a lot of sense if somebody's dumping coke in the ocean, and the bear, and not the bear, but the shark is eating the coke out the ocean and killing people as they out in the water.
Jaws on crack, going crazy. Cocaine, crazy. Yeah, no.
That'd be wild. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie, man. It's like I said, super camp. It's an 80s movie, so the cheesiness is kind of not say what you require, but what you expect in this. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Link of Thrones. Who you got?
So it was a couple people that showed up. Ray Liotta was one of them. I was like, he in the movie? But my Link of Thrones, my Link of Thrones is gonna be Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who was Peter, who the park ranger was, I guess, trying to impress and in love with or whatever. He was in Modern Family. That's one of the best sitcoms, recent sitcoms.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
I enjoyed Modern Family. Man, I feel like I used that before. So I'm gonna use Margot Martindale. This was the park ranger. She was in. I wanted to use Your Honor, but I feel like I used it already.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I used it before. But that's super dope show.
Yeah, I keep talking about that show.
Season 2 just ended, so I'm gonna use The Watcher. The Watcher was a Netflix show, which went crazy. Everybody was watching it. Also based on a true story. A little bit different in how they used it in the movie versus how the real story went. But yeah, another true story going crazy. So yeah. But yeah, man, that's the Cocaine Bear. This is setting up our cocaine series. So
Mad drugs, yeah, we definitely
mad drugs, man. We concluding next week. We are concluding Snowfall. We concluded Snowfall. Jazz will be back, and she said she would like to lead it. So we got it. Why not let the cocaine heiress get the cocaine, get the cocaine story. So we'll see how they go. But Snowfall is shaping up pretty nice, man. I'm very proud of this final season.
Yeah, a lot of people was trying to take it down last season. So
man, bro, I'm like, it's crazy like that. But when it comes to a finale season, man, it's always about that. What do you since I'm thinking, what are you watching right now?
So right now I've been watching The Night Agent on Netflix.
Yeah,
that show is actually really good.
That's hard. I finished it this morning.
Yeah.
I finally got to the end. That's hard.
So I think I'm on episode 3 now. Because I think I fell asleep. Yeah, but somebody else told me they finished it in like 2 days. So
yeah, everybody that's seen it is like, and I would have did that. Like if I didn't have to go to work, I would have definitely finished it in 2 days. It probably would have been a day watch.
Yeah,
because the way they write it, like small things you forget about, like the way they tie stuff back to different stuff, and just how they tie it all together in the end. It's just like, and like each episode is like, bro, like, but like, because we here and we talking about it, I'm probably not gonna review this, but I love the one thing that I really enjoyed is the storyline of the hitman, his hitman and his girlfriend, because it's the whole thing of it's the concept of what if a hitman wanted a family. I don't think I've ever seen that on screen, but but the way they do it is kind of, it's funny because it's just like, man, what if a hitman? But like but you have like the Hitman's Bodyguard or something.
Yeah,
like,
I heard of that
with Sam Jackson and what's his name, the Deadpool.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. You have something like that, which is it's a comedic movie, but it's an action movie at the same time. This is a lot more serious. It's a drama, so it plays it a lot differently in how that would work, and you just see, like you see how they want this family life, but they're in the life, and like they enjoy the life too. So it's like it's
conflict is crazy.
It's a funny way how they played it out. So it was interesting, and I think the guy he's my favorite character in that series. But yeah, I finished that. Of course, Dave is back. I don't know. Do you watch Dave?
No. So I remember you telling me, or somebody told me, it's kind of like Atlanta-ish.
Something. And I say that because it's about a rapper trying to get famous or get known.
Yeah.
Within it, but of course it's Lil Dicky as the rapper, but like he of course he writes a lot of it, so it's like I think you would really enjoy it. It's a lot sillier than Atlanta.
Yeah,
I feel like, because giving Lil Dicky, if you ever watch one of his videos or just seen, that's just who he is. So
he just seems like a silly guy, so I get it.
But I love this season a lot more so far because they're using a lot, I think the first one is him trying to get on. The second one was him getting on, him trying to push an album, and then this one they're doing a lot of like the music from the album. Like every episode, it's a song, and I'm like, I want to hear them. I want to hear the music that they made. Like they never, I wouldn't ever hear that. Like so, they're pushing. He's on tour in this one, so he kind of tour. So it's crazy how they're doing this. So it plays a lot of like silly elements into, but it's the way it's going. Like it's up there. That's a really good show.
Okay,
I like
put that up. And I remember you talking about Your Honor. I've been watching Bel-Air, of course. Bel-Air been fire. Yeah,
Bel-Air. I don't, man. Shout out to the writers of that show. They have been killing it. Season 1 was good, but season 2,
you think
they
it's better
blowing
so
out
far?
the water.
Yeah.
To me, they blowing out the water. I don't know. I don't know, but it's like from the look, from the aesthetic. I know that's the thing. The aesthetic of it.
The aesthetics.
It's the aesthetic of it, the writing, the acting, the story. How far are you into Bel-Air?
I'm caught up. So whatever the latest. Okay. Oh wait, I haven't seen. So we recorded
the one that this you haven't watched. Right. Me too. I've watched nothing yet. So
okay, cool. So we all caught
up. I'm behind in Snowfall. I'm behind in Abbott. I'm behind in I have too many shows.
I'm so behind on Abbott. It don't need. I think I've seen 2 episodes the whole season. I'm ashamed of that. So I definitely got to binge that.
This season of Abbott is a lot better as well.
Okay.
I'm emotional anyway, but a lot of these episodes have been a lot more emotion driven. Just given the fact, but we also know that Quinta they say Quinta is going and actually learning these people like personally, and then writing it into the stories.
That's actually genius.
So yeah, so she's actually writing who they are into the story, like stuff that they will do and stuff that they typically don't.
Yeah.
To make who their character is. So they're actually this season a lot better. Not that season 1 wasn't good, but it's just like
it just improved on something that was already good.
How do you make a great show greater? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, so yeah, she definitely, she is putting herself in that Parks and Rec conversation, that Office. Like, I know she kind of borrowed an element because it's like, let's say found footage, like a mockumentary type of show, but like just given the circumstances, she's really writing about what the school system is. So that's another thing that hits to me because like I say, I have children.
Yeah,
they in school, so that's something there. But yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely Abbott is something I gotta go back and catch up because I done seen two episodes of the season and that's it. I know Taraji on there. I know I think Vince Staples on there too, right?
He is. So I wish he was a reoccurring because Vince is just one of them people who just like I really enjoy Vince. Like I like whenever he was on Insecure, but I feel like he don't even be acting. It's just like, hey, here go a script, be this person and go do it.
Just like so he read this, like pretty much.
Yeah, man.
I seen mad people talking about Succession too.
I've never watched it, but I hear a lot of people saying how good it is. This is the last season, right?
Yeah, this is the last season, but they say the episode that the episode that dropped, this past Sunday when we recording this, they say that's one of the best episodes of television. Like people,
I may pick it up. Yeah. I've been writing every TV show and movie I've watched down this year, so I can. Well, it's really for this, but I've been writing like I know and I can keep track of what I'm doing. I think Beef is going to be my next show because I finished The Night Agent.
Yeah,
so I think Beef is going to be my next. But I did not slick want to go back because it's Beef. I slick want to go back and watch The Walking Dead first. I want to finish The Walking Dead, so that's on my.
Walking Dead got bad rap because of after the Negan thing, but it picked up after that. And R.I.P. Glenn, but they had the Whisperers arc that I started.
I see it not Negan the Negan introduction episode. I still don't know if there's an episode of TV that's better than that. It'll be hard pressed for me to actually sit down and think about it. So for me, if this is just scatterbrain because I'm just doing it right now. So Negan introduction, one of my favorite, probably my favorite. Last of Us, when Ellie got introduced to the guy.
Oh yeah, the deaf one.
No, not the deaf guy. The
creepy
the cannibal guy. That episode, like that, the way that was written.
Yeah.
yeah, every time I watch it, I will up like because I was like, man, if her and Joe don't get awards this season, I'm going crazy. Like I'm going cause the way they did that,
Yeah.
that was wild. You got that.
Some Breaking Bad, some of them episodes is crazy too. That
So
I'm
I
biased
got.
though.
I've never. See, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that. I've never watched it, so I can't say.
So you never
Um,
seen Better Call Saul? Yeah, that's
I
right.
I've never watched that. I never watched that. I never watched the biker show.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think I ever seen that either.
Sons of
Sons of
Anarchy.
Anarchy. Yeah, I don't think I've seen
I've watched some episodes, but I've never. I used to be the guy that I didn't really care about stuff like this, so I used to just pull it up like when they're at the end. So
Yeah.
I know how it ends.
It's just getting there as the rest, right?
I seen some big depths. Like I even got Carmelo Anthony in Sons of Anarchy, so you gotta.
Oh,
Uh,
that's random, but hey, like go ahead. Nah, that's
like,
wild.
yeah, man, I got it. So yeah, right. R.I.P. to my guy Archie, man.
Yeah.
He's passed away a few years ago, but he the one. He used to be big in the Sons of Anarchy, man. Yeah, definitely R.I.P. him. Jamie Foxx, I see he got hospitalized here recently. Man.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
prayers up for Jamie Foxx. Hope he goes
hopefully,
through.
yeah, hopefully he comes through. Did you have anything else to add or put in there?
Nah, I'm definitely gonna finish Night Agent. We're gonna finish checking that out. And then
Yeah.
Succession. Look, man, the way people talking about Succession, like Ellie and Joe, I don't know about them awards, man. They've been going crazy over Succession. So
Man, that's what I'm hearing, bro. I don't know. It's like my office be like office working, right? Like,
yeah, it's something to do with business. So I
okay.
guess the inner workings and everything, and business get cutthroat. So with
Yeah,
that,
I may pull it up. I don't know. I can't. No promises, no guarantees. Into watching Succession. But again, this was episode 45. We just like to as always, shout out to everybody who comes back reoccurring, watching, watching the videos we drop on YouTube, listening to the podcast. Um, on our streaming services. Shout out to the people that engage with us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We appreciate that. So I found a little gauge monitor. Whenever I see a TikTok go crazy, I post it on YouTube Reel. And it typically does the same exact thing over there. So I kind of got a little system going on over there. So that's dope. Also, shout out to our pod community.
yeah.
It's I don't know. Here recently, it's been like the engagement has been crazy. We've been talking about different things. They actually want to have a movie night. They were trying to get me to figure out if we could either watch it within there, or just watch it just as a group one night.
Okay.
I was like, I said, long as you pick a movie and just see what we're gonna watch. But yeah, I'm down for it. Like,
Then maybe review it, right after something like that. Didn't we do
yeah,
that with the chat before? We did.
we watched two different movies.
We
With
watched
the
that one
chat.
with Issa Rae.
We watched, but see now that one, I feel like that's a lot easier to do because it's just
Mhm.
send a link out and everybody just
Right.
log into it. So I didn't like in the Discord. I didn't know how that was going to work. I said, now if we picked the Netflix or Disney, because they
Yeah.
actually have links there, you can actually do it together.
Yeah.
Type thing. But everything else, I think we did. The other one we was on Zoom together, and then we just everybody sat there and we just pressed play at the same exact time.
Okay.
So we watched it. And then we got to get that together, man. So like I said, our pod community, like I said, we just being there, just kicking it. A lot of movies. We watch a lot of movies, we watch a lot of TV shows. So everything won't get a review, but we do at least get to have a conversation about everything in there. So and also shout out to Super Mario Brothers. I seen that. I had the best freaking time watching this movie. And I got to throw out, I thought the people who did Super Mario Brothers did Puss in Boots, but they didn't. So, but there needs to be a horror animated movie that comes out. Have you seen Puss in Boots?
Yeah, and I know you're talking about with Death. Yeah.
So with Death, like the way they played that, like I was like every time I see that it gives me chills. I'm just like, but they did this so well. Like the way they introduced. If I was a kid, I'd probably be scared personally. If I was a kid, like I'm just imagining, like I'm thinking in my head, like this is like mess with me as an adult. So I can imagine with a kid. There's a scene in Super Mario Brothers, which there's a video game called Luigi Mansion.
Oh, okay. So they okay.
So,
They do
there's a
Luigi's
scene in
Mansion.
the movie, so I'm like, okay, I can see this. And this scene, I'm like, bro, and I'm looking at my kids like, y'all don't even understand what's happening right now. But this is freaking amazing. We need that. So, but Mario Brother, we gonna get a part three. We probably get a part three. Not even based on the movie, but box office.
Yeah.
That movie will be at 200 in America, 200 million in America. It's not Marvel.
Yeah. So it's probably definitely gonna hit
It
a billion, probably. Or at
it, it
least half.
already
It's probably a lock for
it's,
half a million right now. So
yeah, it already beat its number. Like it's number for the movie already. So yeah, I'm just curious in what's going to happen next. So we're gonna see if that's the universe. Shout out to Marvel, Chris.
I,
I think you introduced me to that thought in that, like, because of that universe, everybody wants one.
yeah, that's what it's about.
Mario, but Mario deserves one.
Yeah, I think it's easy for Mario because you could just go. I think we actually put up a story
We did, we did.
yeah, like Smash Brothers. You could easily
It's
do
bad.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you all you need is like maybe 2 or 3 movies, and then you could jump right to Smash Brothers. So I'd be
yeah.
interested if they bring Sonic in because Sonic is in Smash Brothers. So
He is, but I don't know if I want him in that though. Because
yeah, so I got to see, huh?
is he in the late? He's like in the latest Smash Brothers, so right?
He's in like the last three, I think.
Three of them?
Yeah, he's in Brawl, the one that came out before that, and the new one now. So he's been
Oh
as
god,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was. I'm looking like, wait, it's three games, but yeah,
Yeah, he's been around for a minute. And then they got the Olympic Games, Mario and Sonic and all that. So I haven't seen the Mario movie as of taping this. So I don't know like the vibe and like how how it'd match up, but just a little idea. That'd be dope. But I'm definitely
yeah,
gonna have to check out Mario now because
I mean, a little bit different because Mario is all animation,
right.
opposed to Sonic is real world. But I mean, it's universal, so they can jump, move around, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Which Mario, you know, is a little bit different anyway. So I'm not gonna mess it up, but you got to see it. It's a little bit different. So I mean, it has some real world, but it's not real world like Sonic at
Right.
all. He's existing with us. But yeah, man. But yeah, this episode 45, Cocaine Bear, preparing you guys for the cocaine series we have going.
Get it out. Get your nose ready. We about to dive deep.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Push it sounds again. This is Chris. This is Jason. We appreciate you for listening. Thank you.
Deuces.